5 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. Mia Nishikawa for the Gales starts things off with strike one at 3:04 p.m. here from Cottrell Field, Moraga, California. Interconference softball, the Florida State Seminoles and the St. Mary's Gales. Ryan Barnett here, joined by Jake Young. 0-1 the count here. Mia Nishikawa working to Isa Torres, the leadoff hitter for the 9th-ranked Noles, as this one misses away. 1-1 strike. Torres leads off this juggernaut of a lineup for the Seminoles, who come in with a 36-6 record. The sophomore hitting at 440.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 4, Janai.
It's good base running there from Hart. Recognized the throw was going home, took off.
I was surprised to not see Amador try and slap the tag down there at the plate. She saw the runner advancing to second and almost gave up on the play at home, trying to get the speedy Harp at second, but the throw did not beat her there, and instead it's 1-0, still nobody out, beg pardon, as the first pitch swinging is fouled away by Janai Kerr, the left fielder. 0-1 the count. Nishikawa pounding the strike zone early, 9 pitches so far, 7 of them for strikes. And that's what she does. She lives in the zone. She's not going to blow you away with her speed. It's more her mix of speed between her fastball that comes in at the high 50s and a changeup that comes in around the mid 30s. And when that pitch is working and they're working off one another, it's a thing of beauty. The 0-1 on the outside corner, 0-2. She works her way ahead of Janai Kerr, just like she did against Isa Torres and Kennedy Harp. They both led off the game with back-to-back singles, and it's 1-0 Florida State.
Coach Garnett out there to calm Nishikawa down. The Noles are off to a hot start, but nothing that she hasn't seen before, getting good hits on. She's really painting these outside corners on both sides of the box. When it's, the left hand's in the box, she goes towards the right, and vice versa with the other batters. But, they're adjusting, but as my friend Ryan Barnett said, that, she's been up in the count, she's been ahead every at-bat, but these Noles batters just find a way to slap the ball and get on base.
You look at this Florida State lineup, and it is mighty impressive, Jake. They rank 14th in the country, coming in with a team average. Not just one player with a 364 average, a team average. The top 2 batters in their lineups, those being Isa Torres and Kennedy Harp, each come in batting over 400 at 449 and 426. You got Janai Kerr right behind them at 396, certainly over 400 after that last single. And now you've got the cleanup hitter, another powerful bat in the form of Michaela Edenfield, the senior backstop, with a runner in scoring position, still nobody out. 359 for Edenfield on the season. Nishikawa delivers the first pitch, inside corner for a strike, perfect location. If you could deliver them there all day, that may be the only way to keep these Noles bats at bay.
Most likely what Coach Garnett came out and said, look, you've been hitting the outside zone on these hitters, and they didn't like it, but then they adjusted, and, first pitch in on the hands.
0-1 the count. Nishikawa delivers changeup, dips below the knees, looking for that outside corner. 1-1 strike. Defensive alignment for the Gales, left to right in the outfield. It's Camille Lara, Tori Cervantes, and Kaya Silva. On the infield up the middle, it's Mia Zabat at short, Lindsay Cabral at second, corner Sam Buckley at third, Alex Cutinelli at first. The battery, it's Nishikawa in the circle, and Amador behind the plate, who receives that pitch just a bit inside from Nishikawa. 2-1 strike to Edenfield. Lanky power hitting catcher. Great gap-to-gap power for Edenfield this season. 10 doubles already. Nishikawa wants to go over the signs again with Amador. Shakes off the first, likes the second. The sophomore out of Fresno rocks and fires. This one in on the hand, spoiled away foul, and we're evened up at 2 strikes. 15 pitches now here in inning number 1. Still no outs recorded by Nishikawa and the Gales. 15 pitches, 11 of them for strikes, but coming out wanting to swing the bat is Florida State, and that's kind of how you got to attack Nishikawa. She's so good painting the corners. You can't really wait for the perfect pitch. You've got to just attack anything near the zone. The 2-2. Rise ball spiked foul wide of the third base coaching box. We'll do it again. 2 strikes. She'll mix that rise ball in a bit, Nishikawa, but mostly fastball changeup. Second base, Janai Kerr. Already a 2-0 lead for Florida State. 2 runs on 3 hits center off the bat of Dak.
Good jump there from the Gale center fielder, Cervantes. Did a good job there, but good tag from Kerr to make it in time.
That ball looked like it was struck well, but hung up in the air just a little bit too long, and that's why Cervantes was able to get under it. She made a good throw over to third as well, but the speedy Kerr moved up. 60 feet away from scoring now with 2 away. The first pitch from Nishikawa, change up, dips below the knees to Hallie Waycaser. Ball 1-0, so Nishikawa, after throwing a first pitch strike to the first 4 batters she faced, fell behind 1-0 to the last batter, Dak, and now to Waycaser. The 1-0 misses just a bit outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Waycaser, the senior, .293 average, making her 40th appearance, her 37th start. 4 doubles, 5 home runs on the year for Waycaser. Nishikawa delivers the 2-0, misses high, 3 balls and no strikes to the senior. Waycaser with 28 runs driven in on the season, looking for number 29 in the form of Kerr standing at third base. 3 balls and no strikes. Nishikawa rocks and fires. Get me over strike. Taking all the way was Waycaser. 3 balls and 1 strike. Nishikawa begins the battle back. Again, the sophomore for the Gales. After an all-conference performance in her freshman campaign, a rocky start. Started off at 3-5, but winner of her last 3 appearances has been Nishikawa. The 3-1. In on the hands, fouled away. We go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 6-5 now. The record for Nishikawa, a 3.02 earned run average. The long ball has hurt her a little bit, and that's been true of all Gales pitching this year. Full count. Nishikawa trying.
Now batting, the first baseman.
Bueno.
Number 7, Angeli.
Just a sophomore, left-handed hitting first baseman, making just her 13th start, but showing her coaching staff why she belongs in this starting lineup. A .368 average, 14 for 38. Left-handed hitting first baseman, underclassman, trying to pick up an RBI here. Keep this inning going. She takes ball 1 off the outside corner. Looked like a pretty good spot there from Nishikawa. Home plate umpire Vince Price sees otherwise. At third, it's Janai Kerr. At first, Hallie Waycaser. The 1-0. In there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the count. Nishikawa so far, 2 runs, 3 hits. Both of them earned. There was an error. Bobbled ball in left field by Camille Lara that moved a runner up 60 feet, but has not come around to score yet. That was Kerr on her single that moved her up to second. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nishikawa delivers. Change up, falls off the table and in there for a strike, and she's ahead. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nishikawa doing battle with Angeli Bueno. Bueno, driven in just 8 runs this season in limited time. Looking for number 9 hits in 87 plate appearances. Second in the conference with 38 runs scored. Leads the conference with 34 runs driven in. Tied for the lead in the conference with 11 home runs. And her next home run will tie the single season record here at St. Mary's. Owned by Sarah Lira. Hit 12 back in 2015 as this one misses below the knees to her. 1-0 from the starting pitcher, Jazzy Francic. True freshman. Typically the bullpen specialist for Florida State, but making her 5th start today, her 26th overall appearance. 6-2 with a .205 earned run average. The 1-0 right down the pipe for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. 58 innings pitched this season. 53 strikeouts, leads the team 12 walks. 22 runs allowed, 17 of them earned, and opposing hitters hitting just .278 Waycaser for out number 1. Rest of the Gales lineup behind Sam Buckley, it's Camille Lara, Alex Cutinelli, Braxton Brown, Kaya Silva, Genevieve Amador, Lindsay Cabral, Mia Zabat, and Tori Cervantes, with Mia Nishikawa doing the pitching but not the hitting. Slap hitting lefty comes up to the plate, and Camille Lara shows bunt, pulls it back, slaps it foul behind home plate. Camille Lara coming off of an excellent week where she hit .412 over 5 games for the Gales, including her first collegiate triple. She had a 3-hit ball game in there as well, her third of the season. The sophomore slapper out of Cerritos, California. The 0-1. Taking this wide is Lara, 1 ball and 1 strike, doing battle with Francic. Sophomore battling it out with the freshman in the circle.
Ryan, I don't know if you noticed, after Buckley's at-bat, she stopped by with Camille Lara and Alex Catanelli, letting them know something that she probably picked up on with this pitcher.
The 0-1 cut on and missed, and Sam Buckley there, it's certainly something she's been working on with her game as a leadoff hitter. She has responsibility to wear out pitchers and get on base, but also then to relay messages to the rest of the batters in her lineup on what pitchers like Francic are offering. So quickly 2 away, another terrific sophomore from the incoming class a year ago. Alex Catanelli steps up. 3:33 for the first baseman at top of the second. Catching the Gales defense napping there was Widra, and no, she's coming back here. And it looks like Widra has been sent back.
I think the blue was saying that she was out of the box before she made contact there.
So
sending her
just
back.
strike 1 there.
Gales are alive now.
So Widra, left-handed hitter, now 0-1 the count after the near bunt single. Lefty slapper takes ball 1 high.
This combo meal's got combinations.
1 ball and 1 strike. Ishikawa checks her sign and delivers the 1-1 to Widra, and this one swung on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nishikawa working ahead again. Great command in the early going. She's going to make these Knowles hit her pitches. She's not going to be beat by the free pass. Again, the first 3 batters in a row reached, but since then, so far so good for
Number 27, Christina.
Hartley. Your traditional 9 hitter, a great on-base threat. Not much pop out of her bat, but trying to be a second leadoff hitter for Florida State now with 1 away in the top of the second. Nishikawa delivers this one at 60 miles per hour for strike 1. Excellent start here in the top of the second for Nishikawa after allowing the first 3 runners to reach in the top of the first. She sets down the first batter she faces, Widra, with a strikeout and ahead 0-1 on Hartley. This one misses just a touch in. Hartley brought the bat off the shoulder, but not nearly enough to even merit a check down with our umpire on a check swing. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hartley, the second baseman, hitting at 286. Nishikawa rocks and fires the 1-1 changeup in the dirt. Might have gotten the signs crossed up there with Amador. Amador was set up outside. That pitch missed inside. Amador also looked like was expecting something with a little bit more heat, but was able to adjust and smother that one on the inside part. 2 balls and 1 strike. The sophomore Nishikawa delivers, and this one misses low. 3-1 as Hartley's worked her way into a hitter's count. This season, Hartley just 4 walks. This is her 31st appearance, but just her 14th start. Getting a few extra reps here against the Gales, getting some other players some rest before the Cal Series this weekend. Florida State. The 3-1 misses high. Ball 4, second walk today issued by Nishikawa. And now back to the top of the order with a runner on base. Tough spot to be in if you're Mia Nishikawa, as up steps Issa Torres, who singled back up the middle and scored just an inning ago.
Number 3, Issa Torres.
With that single, Torres moved over 450 for the season. A clear All-American candidate, the shortstop in her 42nd appearance in 43 games now for Florida State. Looking to roll a ground ball here is Nishikawa. First pitch. This one slapped wide of third base foul, and she's ahead 0-1. Next offering will be pitch number 40 from Mia Nishikawa. So far this season, Hartley just 1 for 2 on stolen bases. She's got good speed. Hasn't been asked to run all that much. Gales bring their middle infield to double play depth in the forms of Zabat and Lara. Corner infielders playing a step in from the bag in case of a bunt. This one misses off the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. 40 pitches so far for Nishikawa, 24 of them in the zone. That one at 61, the fastest pitch she's offered so far. The sophomore out of Fresno, Mia Nishikawa. The 1-1. Misses a touch high and wide. 2-1 now the count to Isa Torres, the sophomore, as we mentioned. Team best, now .453 batting average. 35 RBI, ranks her 4th on the team. 7 home runs, rank her 3rd. And she's just the leadoff hitter, not even batting. In the second, it's Braxton Brown, Kaya Silva, and Genevieve Amador. Good spot to be in. All 3 of these players coming off of big weeks last week in their 5 games. First pitch offered at a rise ball, fouled straight back by Braxton Brown, 0-1, who the last time we were here at Cottrell Field, as the Gales have had just 5 games all season at home at Cottrell Field of their 36. Brown had her offensive awakening, was hitting sub 100. Since that time, she's all the way up to 317. She hit her first home run. Now she's up to 5 for the year as she takes strike 2 on the outside corner, with a little bit of what might have been a screwball from Francic out of the hands. Great tail out of her right hand fingertips. 0-2 the count. But Brown has shown her power numbers, why the Gales have trusted her in the lineup since her freshman campaign. She takes this one off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The numbers now this season for Braxton Brown, the sophomore, hitting at .317. 6 of her 19 hits of the extra base variety, 2 doubles, 4 home runs. She's driven in 14. Her slug's up to .550. She has number 3 of the game, I should say, and 3 of the last 4 batters for Francic, and that'll bring up Genevieve Amador. Then came the hitting for the Gales, and that was the recruiting class last year. Sam Buckley, Camille Lara, Alex Cutinelli, Braxton Brown, just to name a few of those terrific sophomores that came in. And now the Gales looking to defend their title, their WCC title from a year ago, as this one swung on and missed, 0-1. Currently sitting in 3rd place in the WCC are the Gales through 1 week. They went 2-1 against Pacific in their opening weekend. In first place is Santa Clara. They swept San Diego. It's the 0-1 from Francic. Dips below the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike. In second place is LMU, who only got 2 games in against Oregon State. So they're in second at 2-0. They also did get a huge upset of top 5 University of Oregon on Monday, did LMU, who the Gales beat for the conference championship right here at Cottrell Field a year ago. The 1-1, this one in on the hands and fouled back and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So looking at those standings again, in first place Santa Clara, second LMU, third the St. Mary's Gales. Down in 4th, Pacific. In 5th, Oregon State, the newcomer to the conference. And in 6th place, down at the bottom, University of San Diego, who mustered up just 1 run in 3 games against Santa Clara. Santa Clara outscoring San Diego 20-1 last week in opening weekend. 2 5-0 shutouts and a 10-1 run rule victory on Sunday. Santa Clara trying to make a statement. The 3rd place finishers a year ago. LMU 2nd place, the Gales 1st place. So no question who's sitting atop the conference at the moment. It's very similar to how we saw it shake out last year. The 1-2 below the knees, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Genevieve Amador. Amador, .312 average for the senior, having her best offensive season. 8 doubles, 3 home runs, 29 runs driven in, just behind Buckley's team high 34. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch in on the hands and fouled straight back. Good work here by Genevieve Amador, making Francic work a bit. She's at just 24 pitches, will be 25 at least, through 2 innings. Working very efficiently is Frantic. Now, Amador doing a good job trying to make her throw a few more pitches. Let the Gales see what she has to offer. This one off the outside part of the plate and fouled straight back off the netting. We'll see another pitch here in the battle of Frantic versus Amador. Freshman versus senior. Knoll versus Gale. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count remains 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. A 2-0 lead for Florida State.
Work there from Nishikawa. Dealt with her well. But back to what you were saying, Ryan, about those catchers managing the strike zone well. We saw Genevieve Amador have a great at-bat, fouling off multiple pitches. That time Nishikawa got the better of the opposing catcher.
So a big-time strikeout there from Nishikawa. Second out here in the top of the third as she's gotten the cleanup hitter out twice via a backwards K. And up steps Dak, and she takes strike 1. This is Katie Dak, the senior. Average dropped a few points after she was retired just a frame ago, or beg your pardon, 2 frames ago, to end the first inning. She flew out to right. Flared one out to Kaya Silva. Not much wind to speak of here in Moraga. Beautiful sunny afternoon. Changeup falls off the table and into the zone. 0-2. Nishikawa, again, a good first inning, struggled a bit with those first 3 batters. A better second inning so far. This has been her best here in the third. Just 1 game this week for the Gales. You can empty the tank with Nishikawa if she's feeling up to it, as this one's fouled away. The 0-2 looked like it was destined for that inside corner. Smart swing there just to spoil it away and live to see another pitch from Dak.
Huge vote of confidence from Coach Sonia Garnett towards her young star in Nishikawa. You know, like you were saying, Ryan, the Gales don't have really any games this week compared to the Knolls, who have a huge series at the weekend. But putting Nishikawa against a very formidable lineup that the Seminoles offer is pretty impressive.
2-0 here on ESPN Plus. Gales, it's Lindsay Cabral, Mia Zabat, and Tori Cervantes. Cabral, coming off of her best offensive weekend, saw her average climb nearly 70 points up to 233. The senior, who has now taken over as the everyday second baseman for the Gales. Not sure I had that on my bingo card to start the season, as Cabral has been a third baseman throughout her St. Mary's career, but moved over to second, plays the position very well. And again, the bat has started to heat up as well for this senior out of Redlands, California, and the Inland Empire just east of Los Angeles. The 1-0 takes strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Extremely efficient so far for Frantic. It's been 6 up, 6 down with her in the circle now here in the third. Just 28 pitches, 26 through the first 2 innings. So averaging 13 pitches per inning. They tell you 15 or less per inning is the key efficient mark for pitchers, as she falls behind 2-1 to number 2-1 Lindsay Cabral. Redlands East Valley High School, where Cabral played prep softball 4 years ago, now a 4th-year Gale in her senior campaign. The 2-1 in on the hands, foul wide of the third base bag, evening things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cabral has spent time as a starter for the Gales in just about all 4 of her seasons. A very sure-handed glove out there on the infield, has gone cold with time at times with the bat, but right now seems to be on the upswing offensively. 2-2 in the third. Tori Cervantes trying to not face the same fate. Cervantes, the 9-hole hitter all season, playing center field for the Gales this year. Again, a positional change with the loss of Hannah Ferguson. Cervantes was the everyday shortstop for the Gales last year. Shows bunt, pulls it back. This one misses below the knees. Ball 1. Average at 326 for Cervantes. Hit down in the 220s a year ago as a kind of power hitter in the middle of the Gales lineup, but this year working with the Gales' new offensive coach, Frankie Hamoudi, has shortened up the swing, become more of a contact hitter, demonstrated her speed, and that average has climbed mightily as this one's fouled back. 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's always useful, Ryan, to have someone batting over 300, let alone 326 at your 9 spot. kind of gives a great little segue into the top of your lineup where Sam Buckley is on fire.
And quite a bit last year, the Gales used Camille Lara in that role in the 9-hole, who hit well over 300 throughout the season. Now Cervantes with the role, with Lara moving up to the 2-hole. The 1-1, bunt shown, skied into foul territory, and off the netting, out of play, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Next pitch will be number 40 from Francic, trying to make it her last in the bottom of the 3rd. Cervantes out of Aromas, California in the Salinas Valley, down Central California. Prepped at Notre Dame High School. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Francic delivers, and this one misses wide off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and Cervantes is going to try to do her best Genevieve Amador impersonation, if not more, to try and earn a hit. Amador worked a 2-2 count and fouled off about 3 pitches, trying to elevate that pitch count up since the first inning by Nishikawa. 2-out single back up the middle from Widra, and up steps the 9th placed hitter Hartley.
Number 27, Christina Hartley.
2-0 Florida State leads here, 2 away. Top of the 4th. Cabral, 1 brilliant play at second, 1 near brilliant play, but that one just squeaked under her glove. Even if she got it at that full extension, I think it would have been an infield single. But excellent effort there. First pitch, misses high and wide. Ball 1 to Hartley. Nishikawa continuing to fire, seems unfazed by the single. Corner infielders up a step from their bags in the forms of Buckley at third, Cuttinelli at first. The 1-0. Misses a touch inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Hartley, who worked a walk her last time up, works ahead again. Hartley worked ahead 3-0 her last time up. Nishikawa battled all the way back to a full count before Hartley worked the walk. 2 balls, no strikes. Nishikawa delivers to Hartley. This one misses high, and another 3-0 count to the 9th place hitter Hartley. With the ever-dangerous Isa Torres on deck, Amador calls time, wants to go out and chat with Nishikawa. Let her reset a little bit. Amador, the veteran senior catcher, has been behind the dish all 4 years here at St. Mary's. Really trusted by head coach Sonia Garnett and company to be almost a coach on the field. No need to bring the coaching staff out to chat with Nishikawa. They trust Amador out there, very similar they did last year with both her and senior catcher Angelina Franco. Now Amador, the veteran behind the plate. Gales also have sophomore Avery Prescott, sophomore Cameron Smith, in fact redshirt freshman Cameron Smith, and true freshman Dominique Oliveira making up their catcher's room. The 3-0. On the outside corner, 3 balls and 1 strike. Next pitch will be number 65 for Nishikawa, who hasn't been quite as efficient as Francic, but has been very efficient in her own right. 3-1 the count. Nishikawa rocks and fires. This one swung on and missed. And we 3 balls and 2 strikes. Widra will be in motion on the pitch. On the season, she's stolen just 1 of 1. Obviously, that's not a stolen base opportunity, just getting the head start on the full count pitch. Through 9 up, 9 down for the freshman Jazzy Francic. Sam Buckley, Camille Lara, and Alex Cuttinelli trying to set the table here in the bottom of the 4th. The Gales chasing a 2-run deficit since the top of the 1st. Feels eerily similar to the Gales matchup with Stanford a week ago, where they fell behind 4-0 in the 1st, battled back to force extras before losing 5-4 in the 11th. First pitch misses high to Sam Buckley. Can't quite call her the home run queen yet for the Gales, but the home run queen so far this season with 11 blasts. 12 is the single season record. The 1-0. On the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. 41 pitches. That's all Francic needed to get through the first 3 innings clean against the Gales. The 1-1 to the Gales leadoff hitter Buckley, and she takes strike 2, 1-2. And this may be, in fact, I believe statistically speaking right now, unless something changes drastically, this will be the best competition that the Gales see all regular season. The 9th-ranked Knowles, as this one's fouled away, 1-2, and so far so good. The Gales looking very solid against this Florida State team that comes in with a 36-6 record. Pitching has done a great job keeping these Seminoles bats at bay. Just waiting for the offense to get some life about them. But again, they were able to do that against Stanford, the 17th-ranked team in the country at the time. This one skied into foul territory. Giving it a look is the right fielder, Waycaser. And this one will go out of play, and Buckley continues to battle. Time is called here. So I believe the Florida State coaching staff wants to get that ball out of the bullpen. And they will, and throw it back into their catcher, Frozen Rope, of course, from head coach Alameda, Lonnie Alameda. 2 wins shy of 800 in her time at Florida State. Just the second coach in program history, second winningest coach. And Florida State softball has been synonymous with greatness over the past decade plus under her guidance. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The scoring position with 2 away now. Braxton Brown steps up.
Designated player, number 00, Braxton Brown.
Big moment here for Braxton Brown. I mean, obviously we know what she's capable of, Ryan. We've seen it before. We've called her great games before. Obviously, big talent on the other end in the circle here. Francic has been absolutely dealing to these Gales all day.
Braxton Brown this season has left the yard 4 times. Once here at home was her first, as she takes the soft stuff in there for a strike, 0-1. Average at .311 now for Braxton Brown. 3 home runs. Beg your pardon, 4 home runs, 14 RBI. One of them last week at Pacific. The 0-1. Spoiled away foul, 0-2. Brown just a beat behind that fastball from Francic. Looking to square something up. Francic provides a lot of the power with her velo. If you could just get good barrel on it, that could go a long way. That said, not many teams in the country have gotten good barrel against her. This one drifts wide of the zone, 1-2. As we said, opponents hitting just .217 against her this season coming into this one, and the Gales so far today just 1 for 11 against her. That is .091.
Lara with some aggressive breaks post-pitch, obviously looking to score on anything here.
The 1-2 drifts wide of the zone, 2-2, and Lara with her wheels, a single should be enough to score. Of course, something hit hard through the left side. That would probably be the only one that the Gales would not try and score, the speedster Lara from second. However, Coach Garnett extremely had great defense from Zabat all season. Cabral continuing to, let's call it, relearn the position at second base. I'm sure in her time playing club ball and prep ball, she has played second base, but exclusively at third prior to this season for the Gales, and absolutely have been formidable up the middle so far today. Jake, as this one's ball 1 to Kerr, 1-0. Nishikawa now at 72 pitches. She's through 4 2/3 innings, 2 runs, 4 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 2 walks. 1 off of her career high of 6 for a game. The 1-0, below the knees, 2 balls and no strikes to Janai Kerr, the senior. 1 for 2 today. Average at .398 as Amador goes out to chat with Nishikawa after falling behind 2-0 to the third place hitter and left fielder Kerr. Kerr picked up her 37th knock today and was eventually stranded at third on that line out off the bat. I believe it was Dak. 2 balls and no strikes. Edenfield in the on-deck circle, a dangerous hitter despite striking out looking twice. I'm sure Nishikawa would like to battle back here against Janai Kerr as this one's fouled away. 2-1. Mia Nishikawa pitching like a veteran despite her sophomore status, and she really has since her collegiate debut. Picked up her first win in her second week of collegiate softball in front of her home fans at Fresno. It was against Oregon State, a 1-0 short.
Yeah, good effort there, but she's just too fast. Beats out that infield hit. But, I mean, great play from Sabat. Definitely a sure hit either way.
So first player with 2 hits today off of Nishikawa is Janai Kerr, the senior, now 38 of 94 at the plate this season. And that'll bring up Edenfield, has struck out looking twice. Certainly we'll see the bat off her shoulder this time around as this one's low for ball 1, 1-0. Edenfield, just 16 strikeouts this year, including those 2. Genevieve Amador.
Now batting, the catcher, number 7, Genevieve Amador.
Amador grounded out back to Francic, her only time up, the last out of the second inning. We're here in the 5th now, where Francic has faced just 1 more than the minimum. Really an excellent outing from the freshman in the circle. First pitch, misses high, ball 1. Amador with the average still above 300 at 309. The senior catcher having her best offensive season. She's also had a very solid defensive season behind the plate. Already erased 6 runners on the base paths. The 1-0 to the senior out of Whittier. She fouls it away, 1-1. Yale just trying to time up Francic, but she has such good mix of speed and location with her pitches. And again, gets some great spin on her softball to get a lot of great glove side run that dances away from right-handed batters. The 1-1. This one fouled away. Trying to straighten it out a bit is Amador. That time was able to at least send it a bit more forward, not just straight back. 1-2, however. Francic in the driver's seat here against Amador. The 1-2 delivery drifts wide of the zone. Good take by Amador there. Sometimes when you get in the zone and you keep fouling off pitch after pitch, it's the right idea by a pitcher like Francic to try and extend the zone. But Amador, a veteran, leaves that one wide. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Francic delivers. Amador stings this one foul, and again getting closer to that right field foul line, but still well foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes will do it again. Already the 4th fouled off pitch by Amador in this plate appearance.
These Gales bats are catching up to Francic here, I'd say. I mean, right before a couple foul balls earlier, and Amador's already had 2 good at-bats against her, so second time through for the Gales, seeming to catch up to her.
Again, this is kind of what the Gales did against Stanford. Now, what I will say, the differences in those games, first of all, it was a bigger deficit that the Gales were chasing, down 4-0, but secondly, I think of the ballpark, 3-0 Florida State. So Dak touches them all. Katie Dak, that is her 11th home run to lead the team. No doubt about it off the bat. A line drive home run to center field. That'll bring up Hallie Waycaser, the right fielder. Waycaser worked a walk in the first, was stranded at first, and flew out to right. 3-0 the score. Florida State leading the Gales now in the top of the 6th. Nishikawa delivers. This one skied into foul territory. Cutnelli will give it a look, but she runs out of real estate as that one falls out of play. 0-1. Florida State continuing to attack at the plate, similar to how their pitcher, that being Francic, has attacked the strike zone. It's 2 runs in the top of the first for Florida State. Then Nishikawa hung up 4 consecutive zeros before that home run from Dak. The 0-1. Changeup in the dirt, stopped off the chest protector by Amador. Squirts away a bit, but with nobody on, no harm, no foul. 1 ball and 1 strike to Waycaser. 3-0 our score. Now 3 runs on 6 hits surrendered by Miya Nishikawa against this mighty, formidable Florida State offense. Florida State so far this season has scored 336 runs in 42 games coming into this one. This one drifts wide. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Really thinking about that, Ryan, that's kind of a ridiculous number.
Absolutely, Jake, as it's almost 8 runs a game. You know, the Gales have held them to 3 so far in the form of Nishikawa in the circle as this one misses high, 3-1. Of course, still, at least, well, barring a run rule victory, this plate appearance here in the top of the 6th and the top of the 7th guaranteed for Florida State. But Nishikawa trying to dig deep here and keep this at a 3-run ball game. Nobody on, nobody out.
Angeli Bueno.
Now Angeli Bueno. Bueno's barreled up the ball twice very nicely, but twice has been retired. A line out to short and what looked like a single up the middle, but a diving play by Cabral, who threw her out by half a step from her knees. First pitch, wide of the zone, ball 1. Next pitch will be the 85th from Nishikawa. Here through 5 1/3 innings. 5 1/3 now, 3 runs, all earned on 6 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Nishikawa dealing with Bueno, delivers the changeup. And it stays just a bit too high, 2-0. That one stayed up and elevated forever and then fell off just a split second too late. That one stays in the air just a little bit shorter. It's destined for the strike zone. But a smart take there by Bueno, and it's 2-0. Wind starting to blow in from left field now. The 2-0. Misses below the knees. Looked like it hit that outside corner, but again, the longitude just a bit off, just south of the knees. 3 balls and no strikes. Nishikawa way behind Bueno. Nishikawa gets her sign, shakes off the first, agrees on the second with Amador, and delivers the 3-0. This one on the outside corner for a strike. 3-1. Good spot there. You never know ahead 3-0 if you get the green light if you're Bueno. So Nishikawa doesn't just go with the get me over strike, but rather paints one on the outside corner to begin the battle. Allowed multiple hits since the first, and it looks like we'll have a pinch runner here, beg pardon, for Bueno. Haven't had the umpire officially signal it in yet, but it looks like it's number 12, Amaya Ross, coming into pinch run. So Amaya Ross will run for Bueno after that infield single. Likely just a substitute here for the runner, and we will see the re-entry of Bueno.
Batting, the third baseman, number 66, Annabelle Widra. And pinch running for the Seminoles is number 12, Amaya Ross.
So Ross officially called into the game by our public address announcer, Dominic Catalano, to my right. Pinch runner over at first, I should say, is Amaya Ross, making her 40th appearance, just her 11th off the bench. She has stolen 14 of 14 bases.
Pretty good percentage there, Ryan.
A real burner on the base pass. Florida State as a team has swiped 58, averaging about 1.5 per game in 72 attempts. They have not stolen a base in this game. Did have one runner advance on prize for Amaya Ross. So Widra now has a runner in scoring position. Today Weidra 1 for 2. She's struck out and singled. Ishikawa delivers the 1-0. Bunt shown, pulled back. And the changeup misses wide. 2 balls and no strikes. Nishikawa feeling a bit of a squeeze in the circle by home plate umpire Vince Price. 2-0 the count. Weidra looking to make this 4-0 with 1 away in the top of the 6th. This one misses low. 3-0. Nishikawa has lost the strike zone a bit. Not by much. She's been around the zone. Just can't seem to get the right combination of lateral movement to her pitches. Missing just a bit off. Then she's on the plate but a bit low. The 3-0 in there for a strike. 3-1. She begins to battle back. Gave up the leadoff home run to Dak. Then got Waycaser to pop out to third. The infield single by Bueno, who was pinch run for by Ross, who stole second. Now she's behind 3-1 to... Looks like we have another pinch hitter coming up to bat for Florida State. Looks like that pinch hitter will be Shelby McKenzie. McKenzie, making her 24th appearance, comes in with a .353 average, 12 for 34 with 11 RBI, and she has Ross, the speedster, standing at third with 2 away. She will pinch hit for Hartley, 0 for 1 today, struck out looking and walked. When she walked in the second, was retired on the fielder's choice off the bat of Torres. So again, this is Shelby McKenzie pinch hitting for Hartley. Nishikawa. Looks like Buckley will come in a step at third. Rest of the infield at regular depth as this one misses off the outside corner. 1-0 to McKenzie. Florida State getting some of their starters off their feet. Again, with a 3-game set against Cal this weekend. The Gales' next matchup will also be against Cal. The 1-0 dips below the knees. 2-0. They will take on Cal for a doubleheader next Tuesday. That's the next time the Gales will be in action. That'll be our next broadcast here on ESPN+. We hope you will join us for that one. Doubleheader, initially scheduled for a single game against the Golden Bears. Upgraded to a doubleheader due to some open space on the schedule due to cancellations due to rain and snow earlier this season. The 2-0. In there for a strike. 2-1. Cancellations came fast and furious for the Gales in the month of March and even in February, but a snow out against the University of Utah, rain out against Georgia Tech here of the 6th. We head to the bottom half, 3-0 Florida State here on ESPN+. Buckley, the 3 due up here in the bottom of the 6th as the Gales have 6 outs to get 3 runs on the board here. Standing in their way, Jazzy Francic, who has been absolutely spectacular in the circle for the Florida State Seminoles. First pitch to Zabat, offered at and fouled straight back, 0-1. 71 pitches to get through 5 innings for Francic, still under that 15 pitch per inning mark. Gales have brought it up a little bit, just north of 14 pitches an inning, but still just the 1 hit. The bunt single by Camille Laros due up 4th this inning, showing bunt and fouling it back is Mia Zabat, and she's quickly in an 0-2 hole. Plenty of spring sports ongoing at St. Mary's College, or for St. Mary's College, I should say. Yesterday, it was the Gales baseball team besting Fresno State on the road 8-4. Beach volleyball in action at the Boise State Invitational this weekend as the 0-2 misses 1-2. The Gales will take on Cal State Bakersfield, Colorado Mesa. Boise State, of course, the host of the tournament. That's now 5 straight strikeouts for Francic, going back to the last out of the bottom of the 4th inning. We're here in the bottom of the 6th now. Tori Cervantes 0 for 1 today, grounded out to short. Francic. Delivers, bunt shown, pulled back. It's called a strike at the knees to Cervantes, 0-1. Another first pitch strike for Francic, and she has owned the strike zone today. The 0-1 from Francic, this one below the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the count to Cervantes, the junior. Infielder turned outfielder, power hitter turned on-base threat for the Gales. New number this season for Cervantes as she, after wearing number 18 all of last season, switched to number 5 this year. The 1-1 swung on and missed. That looked like a juicy pitch there for Cervantes to hit. The only problem was she was sitting fastball, and by the time she realized it was a changeup in the zone, she brought the bat off her shoulder, but she was too late to adjust and make contact. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouled off of the catcher there. And we'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Home plate umpire there, Vince Price, will check on the Florida State catcher, Michaela Edenfield. She says she's all right. That one seemed to get her mostly in the chest protector. 1-2, the count remains. This battle between Francic and Cervantes. Cervantes trying to not be the 6th straight victim to go down via the strikeout against Francic. This one drifts wide of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now 80 pitches for Francic in this one through 5 1/3. 2-2. Back to the top of the order, and Sam Buckley, 0 for 2 today, flew out to right in the first, struck out swinging to start the 4th. She'll now get a chance to bat here with 2 away, nobody on in the bottom of the 6th. Gales trailing it 3-0. Cervantes, the sophomore out of Burbank, takes ball 1 inside. We'll remind you again, Buckley, 1 home run shy of tying the single-season home run record. She's 5 RBI shy of tying the single-season RBI record. It seems like it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of when she will be able to do it. The 1-0. Misses high. 2 balls and no strikes. Buckley, one of the few batters, in fact, I believe she is the first batter with a 2-0 count on Francic. Yeah, and certainly a batter you don't want to mess around with if you're Francic, but ahead by 3 with nobody on and 2 out, I think you can try and still attack and battle back here. The 2-0. On the outside corner for a strike. Francic dials it back on the velo a bit, 2-1. Buckley came in with the average at 471, 0 for 2 today, now down to 461. Still good for the top mark in the WCC. The 2-1 swung on and missed at that changeup, and that change of velo is so impressive from Francic. Looks just like the fastball out of the hands, and it's slow enough that batters can even bring the bat off the shoulder. We saw Cervantes do it. We've seen Buckley do it now, thinking they can hit it. Back up to bat, down by just 3 in the bottom half. First pitch in there for a strike to Torres, the most dangerous hitter in this lineup. I think you can say, at least, the leadoff hitter. Average now south of 450 at 447, but leads the team in hits and runs scored. Today, the Gales have done a good job against her. 1 for 3 with a single back in the first. Came around to score. And she falls behind 0-2 to Mia Nishikawa. Now 98 pitches deep into this outing. No balls and 2 strikes, and with the full arsenal to work with here, Nishikawa trying to set down Torres for the 3rd time in 4 plate appearances. The 0-2, just a bit outside, tries to extend the zone a bit with that fastball, goes same spot 3 times there against Torres. That time, again, the eye level was there, seeing if she could get her to offer at something that really she couldn't do anything with, but a smart take by Torres. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nishikawa likes with a sign. Harp, another one today. 1 for 3. Just 1 hit for a very dangerous hitter. In fact, the only player in this Florida State lineup with multiple hits, that would be Kerr, who is in the on-deck circle. Nishikawa will hope to face her with nobody on. First pitch in the dirt, smothered there by Amador. 1-0. Also just one extra base hit. Despite surrendering 7 hits, just the home run to Dak and 6 singles. Can credit where credit is due to Miya Nishikawa. This is about the toughest lineup you'll see in college softball. Ranked 4th in batting average as this one misses inside, 2-0. And she has done an excellent job going toe-to-toe. Again, in other circumstances, another pitcher in the circle, and the Gales could be up 6, 7, 8-3 in this game with their offense. But Francic has so far won this pitcher's duel. The 2-0. This one sent foul wide of that left field chalk. 2-1. Nishikawa begins the battle back, now in triple digits with 103 pitches, 60 of them for strikes. She hasn't been quite as accurate in the strike zone as her counterpart, Francic, who's delivered 62 of her 86 pitches for strikes, just a little south of 75% of her pitches in the zone. But Nishikawa, what she's done, has gotten the job done so far. 3-1. This one misses wide. Her strike percentage just a little south of 60% in this game. 3-1. Hitters count for the ever-dangerous Kennedy Harp. 1 for 3 today. Runs scored and a run driven in. Scored an RBI single from Kerr, and she scored Torres with her RBI single, those both being back in the first inning. 3-1 the count. Nishikawa delivers. In on the hands, fouled away. We go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nishikawa continuing to attack inside against the right-handed hitting Harp. She wanted to go on the outside corner, and that's where she got Torres, but now trying to go in on the hands to the lanky center fielder Harp. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away here. So Taylor Lane, a redshirt junior, senior academically, had a really great offensive weekend that climbed her average 30 points out in Stockton. Had 4 hits in the Pacific Series, including a couple of pinch hit knocks, and drove in 4. So we'll have a pinch hitter here for Braxton Brown. It's Taylor Lane. St. Mary's looking to make some noise here in the 7th. Lane pinch hitting for Brown. Looks like the Gales will have another pinch hitter in the on-deck circle in the form of Victoria Cervantes. First pitch to Lane, right down the pipe for a strike. 0-1, the 90th offering from Francic. Nobody out. Taylor Lane representing the tying run at the plate. At second, it's Camille Lara. A single should be enough to score her. Cuttinelli would need something into a deep gap to score her from first. Surprised the Gales haven't gone with a runner for her, as this one's fouled away, and quickly in an 0-2 hole is Taylor Lane. Average at .222 for Lane, an all-conference player a year ago. The bat has been quiet for most of this, her redshirt junior campaign. The 0-2. Lane fouls this one away, protecting the outside part of that plate. 0-2. Lane entered this season as the active home run leader for the Gales, since has been surpassed by both Cuttinelli and Sam Buckley. But she does have home run power. She left the yard 7 times in her first 2 seasons of competition. Now Victoria Castillo coming on to pinch hit for Kaya Silva. Silva today 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts swinging, so the Gales will go with their junior Castillo, who manned the position over there in right field during Silva's injury.
Number 10, Victoria Castillo.
So Castillo will bat for Silva after Lane bats for Brown. Castillo, she does have a little bit of home run pop in her bat. She's left the yard twice in her St. Mary's career. Once this year, swings and misses over the top of that one, 0-1. Genevieve Amador will be in the on-deck circle, so it'll not be 3 straight pinch hitters. Castillo looking to find a gap, see if the Gales can break up this shutout. 2 hits here in the 7th. She fouls this one away, and she's behind 0-2. Now 95 pitches for Francic, trying to complete this complete game shutout effort, protecting a 3-0 lead. It was 2-0 before she even took the field. 2 runs coming across the first 2 batters, number 2, but a successful out, really a sacrifice, not by definition, but able to advance both runners into scoring position with Genevieve Amador coming up to the plate. So Cutinelli into scoring position at second, Laura into scoring position at third, Amador to the plate. Today, Amador 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Still represents the tying run, does Amador. First pitch to her. On the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Francic is in line for the win. She would improve to 7-2. Right now on the hook for the loss, Mia Nishikawa, who would fall to 6-6, standing in the way of preventing those things from happening right now. Genevieve Amador, as this one misses wide, 1 ball and 1 strike. The backstop trying to help out her sophomore battery mate, Mia Nishikawa. No doubles defense for Florida State.
Starting free trial for that. Should stay in the